this is the type of product that enterprises are going to be looking to bring in because it's going to help them stay compliant.
Charles, welcome back. I know it's really early where you are, so we appreciate you giving us some time.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to be on with you, Brandon.
All right, so Charles, I'm going to dive right into these questions. Let's start off with some broad strokes. What exactly was announced yesterday around the migration of Prove AI, formerly Casper Labs, to Hedera?
Yeah, so Prove Holdings is the name of the company, which was formerly Casper Labs. They have their flagship product, which is Prove AI, running perfectly fine on the Casper network, and they, had some discussions with Hedera and, made the decision, maybe the Hedera technologies actually works pretty well with this front end that we built. So let's have a discussion about migrating this product over to the Hedera platform. So, really excited to have them on board, actually.
Well, it's something that's completely new as far as I know in the crypto space, so it is a pretty big deal. Now, as you mentioned, the Prove AI press release did discuss their commitment to their signature AI governance product. Can you explain what exactly that is and how it's going to be using Hedera?
Yeah, I mean, one of the key features of that is as you're training large language models or any kind of AI model around this, you want to have the ability to kind of lock in the data sets that you input into these AI models, essentially giving it like a version control. So if there's any error in the model, you can go back and remove a token. So essentially, you're tokenizing each piece of data going into a model. Then as you lock the model, it actually locks as an NFT, and maybe eventually in the future we'll see people with who are just verified experts at building AI models actually buying, selling, and trading on AI model marketplaces, and that would be traded as an NFT. It is really interesting though, because one of the key reasons that they wanted to have the discussion with Hedera is that it's the transaction fee being fixed and low. When you're talking about the amount of data that goes into these AI models, it makes it really difficult when you can't do any cost modeling on what the future may look like, and just the intensity of the amount of data going in and tokenizing each piece of that on other networks. It really starts to become cost prohibitive.
That makes perfect sense. And one of the big issues with AI is around IP. It's around, how do you compensate the people that are actually creating this stuff in the first place that then you go on to create completely new works? Do you think this could address some of those issues as well?
I really think it could. I mean, the front end of the system is very much the traditional, what a general normie would consider a SaaS platform. So you sign up for an account, you log in. Right now, it's only available for enterprises, but eventually the scale to the consumer space of if you want to create your own chatbot or AI, agent, you do this, lock it in, and it's essentially a monthly subscription platform, and it makes using AI and creating your own models very simple. And if you're the one creating them, you have the ability to lock that IP, shows as an NFT, and that you own and created the NFT.
It could be really, really impactful. So now we're going to get into a little bit of a touchy subject. I'm not sure how much you're going to be able to go into it, but Casper is a separate DLT protocol and network, and it will continue on after this. Do you have any insights as to how this announcement might impact its future, the Casper token holders, or the rest of their community?
Yeah, I mean, Casper token holders are actually being very much empowered now. So the Casper network, like you said, it's going to be continuing. They are a Swiss association, so they have the ability to basically enact on-chain voting for all their community members and token holders. So any on-chain changes to the network, any major changes to the overall development and course of the technology, all the token holders, and it is a weighted stake vote. So, the big holders get to vote on the future of the network. They do have kind of a proxy, generally assembly person, which is a Swiss term for, just someone that votes on behalf of. But that person essentially is mandated to vote exactly how the community votes landed online or are on chain. So, it's really turning into a community empowered network. And it's going to be really interesting to see. The Casper network did an AMA, I think, on October 10th. It is on their website, and they went through a lot of the details on kind of the future of the technology and how they plan to govern the network going forward. So I think they've got some pretty exciting things for their community. It's really going to be a community voiced run network now.
Well, that's good to hear. And of course, we wish them the best. We know the future is going to be an interoperable world, so there might be certainly potential for collaborations there in the future. Now, another thing that was mentioned is that Prove AI is going to be receiving a grant. We do that on a regular basis through all the different foundations and everything else. What does the balance of assets versus liabilities that Hedera is taking on look like in this deal?
Yeah, I mean, this is really just a typical grant. This is no different of, we're not hiring employees or hiring the Prove AI team. This is Prove AI came to us, had a discussion, went through a grant application process, had some very, very thorough due diligence for many, many months. So, kudos to everyone who kept this under wraps for so long, but it's been going on for a while. Um, but I would say it's a general grant. So it's a general grant, and it's over a 7-year term. So it's spread out for an extremely long time, exclusive to Hedera. Really no liability of hiring or bringing people on or anything from their balance sheet.
Understood. And I mean, that is something that comes up, but this is just a use case, just like all the other use cases that we've provided funding to. So it makes perfect sense. So is there anything else around this announcement that you'd like to clarify or share?
I think that we're just excited. I mean, the Prove AI team is, they obviously did the announcement at the IBM Tech Exchange yesterday in Las Vegas. They've got multiple dozens of enterprises in their pipeline already. A couple of them already signed. It's really interesting to see the transition of the industry where people are really going to market with enterprise grade SaaS platforms, that model, subscription model, with additional services, and just kind of obfuscating the fact that the DLT or the blockchain runs in the background. They're not going to market overtly saying, because this blockchain is here, this happens. It's, AI data and governance is a really big deal. The EU AI Act coming into play next year. This is the type of product that enterprises are going to be looking to bring in because it's going to help them stay compliant. And then with Hedera running in the background, obviously fixed cost, low cost, you can put as much data into that AI model as you want, and it's not going to be cost prohibitive like it will on other chains. So there's just a lot of exciting potential around Prove and the Prove AI team. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the Prove AI team have actually been HBAR holders for many years too, which, I found interesting. It was kind of, news to me, but they've always been interested in the network too. So there is some long-term alignment that has been there.
Well, the individual costs could be low, but obviously the scale of what we're talking about with AI could be really impactful for the Hedera network. We appreciate you doing this completely new thing with the Hedera network and getting this deal through. And we also appreciate you coming on here today and giving us the inside track.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.